What's up, everybody? Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review. Today I've got the Amendola Padrino. Stay tuned.
I can smoke stogies in my house, first of all, because her father introduced me to stogies, and second of all, because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
All right. Welcome back to another episode here at Cigar Sherpa. I, of course, am your host, Laird Mayhew, and if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube. Go check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/Cigar Sherpa, and stay up to date with all of our reviews and goings on here. And of course, if this is not your first time here, thanks for coming back. We appreciate it. So anyway, today it's a Sunday. I wasn't even planning on doing a review today. Drove up to JR's in Selma to pick up some cigars. Met some cool people there. A couple of guys right there in the lounge, subscribers. So if you guys are watching this, thanks a lot. Look forward to hearing from you. Leave us some feedback. If there's any cigars out there you want to see reviewed, or if you think I suck, let me know. I can take it. Anyway, today I'm taking a chance here, okay? Because you probably haven't heard of this cigar, and if you have, well then good on you. But chances are you probably have not if you're not in the North Carolina area or in the Southeast. And the reason why I'm taking a chance is because the owner and the blender and the guy behind Amendola Cigars, Jeff Amendola, he lives right up the road from me in Durham, North Carolina. Looks like a pretty jack guy. Looks like a serious guy. So if he doesn't like my review, he might come down here and kick my ass. But we're going to do it. We got to do it. We just got to be honest. We're straight shooters around here. We're going to review this cigar. This is the Amendola Padrino Sumatra Maduro. Okay, it's a 5 3/4 inch 52 ring gauge torpedo, but it's like a chisel. Kind of like that LFD chisel. It doesn't come out to as flat as a chisel there. Very interesting looking cigar. It has got an not Ecuadorian. It's got a Sumatran, an Indonesian Sumatran Maduro wrapper. I think. All I saw was Sumatra. I don't know if it was Ecuador Sumatran or if it was Indonesian Sumatran. Maduro. Okay. Nice construction. It's got a nice band. I'm going to guess the bull is for Durham Bulls. If you're from Durham, Jeff, I don't know if you are, or it could be some kind of, but there's an Italian flag on there. So I guess that's paying homage to Amendola, which I guess is an Italian name. Hey, fellow paisan. Mayhew don't sound Italian though, does it? Anyway, got a nice little footband there. We're going to have to take that thing off. A little purple ribbon. It smells like, it's got like a humidor smell, like a nice earthy smell. And we're getting a little bit of sweet, almost like a dry fruit earthiness off the bottom there. So typically, with some of these chiseled cigars, like I said in the LFD review, people put the punch hole right on the top there. This one looks a little too thick for that. I'm not going to try it. We're just going to go ahead and punch right through that flat part right there. So I'm going to give this thing a cut and a light and come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. Right away, getting a good black pepper. There's a spice there. I think it might be more of a nutmeg than cinnamon. Be careful on that first light up there. That black pepper will get you on the retrohale. And I'm getting a slight citrus right away. So a little bit more about this cigar, being that it's a local North Carolina born, Durham, North Carolina born brand. Apparently, Jeff Amendola was a police officer. Fell in love with cigars. And I guess at some point just decided, hey, I don't really want to work anymore. And if you can find something that you love to do, you will work your ass off for it. But then technically you're not working anymore. So no doubt, being an entrepreneur, you work harder than anybody out there, especially if you're successful. It is a full-time, 24/7 hustle. But if you love what you're doing, it's not really like work, is it? So that's what I mean by, some people decide they don't want to work anymore and they take their passion and try to make money doing it. So he started, I'm just going to give you the Reader's Digest version, okay, because I ain't no expert on his story. I just know what I read. he started rolling cigars in his garage. I think he may have been even acquiring factory direct cigars, hosting events, going in and setting up events, selling these cigars. Was successful doing that. Found a factory down in Honduras, I believe, and they took his blend and they manufactured cigars. So boom, that's what he's doing now. So maybe one day we'll get him over here in the studio and talk more about it. But right now we've got the Amendola Padrino with the Sumatra Maduro wrapper, and it's starting off very nice. It's got a slight spice, more of a nutmeg, picking up a citrus hint, which I'm not a big fan of citrus, but it's not a citrus that's ruining it. It's peppery. And it's a very, very mellow smoke. I'd say it's about medium to full-bodied in flavor, but the smoke doesn't leave like a heavy finish on the palate. So I'm going to get into the first third, come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the first third. We're a little bit coming to the end of it, about 15 minutes into the cigar. And it has developed, okay? I still got that slight citrus. The spice kind of develops and gets a little bit more in depth. It's more of a cinnamon spice. It still has a dry finish, almost like a dry beer. Or when you put salt on a beer, you get the flavor of the beer. You swallow it, or in this case, you exhale it, and then the flavor kind of goes dry on your palate. It does leave a bit of a tang on your tongue, and that's probably that black pepper. Got a little bit of black pepper. The black pepper in the retrohale is kind of mellowing out. It's burning really nice. I got a little bit of an issue there. It's not even an issue. It's just burning a little wonky. Good cigar. It's got a great mouthfeel. That chisel. That chisel tip is very nice. And I put a hole punch. It's just perfect for that 308 hole punch that I use from Sector 7 Ballistics. My bullet, spring-loaded tip. Puts a perfect hole in there. So anyway, I'm going to let this get into the second third. I'm going to come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We're in the second third here, just about to the halfway point. And look at that ash. Now, I actually tried to ash that because I find that when it gets too long, it kind of constricts the flavors a little bit. But it was I didn't force it off. I just tried to tap it off and it hung on. And you see, I'm not doing anything to try to keep that ash hanging on. So for you guys that like, long ash, this cigar is going to do it for you. I bet you I could smoke this thing all the way down with just that one ash. And I'm going to go ahead and tip it off now. And look, I'm having to put force on that. And we got a nice little point there. And I have a long ash like that and I tip it off. I just like to go ahead and just kind of touch it up. It's burning pretty good. It's a little wonky. Not affecting the flavor at all. The flavor has ramped up a bit from the first third. It's about the same, except for the black pepper kind of fades away, and there's still like a pepper there, maybe like a red pepper, just kind of in the back of the throat, kind of hanging around, like when you eat like a spicy food that doesn't burn you on the tongue, that just kind of hangs around in the back of your jowls back here. That dry finish that was in the first third, it's still there, but it's more nutty. Okay, it's got more of a nutty, like a roasted nut finish, and the sweetness picks up here towards the middle. And now that I got that ash off of there, I am starting to get a little bit more bold flavors. So keep that in mind. That's just my opinion. I find when I have a long ash on there and I ash it, the flavors just get a little bit more intense. So I know a lot of guys like to take pictures and, long ash, sign of a good cigar. I don't know if in my first segment of this, if I told you where the cigar was from. It's made in Honduras. Of course, it's got that Sumatra Maduro wrapper on it. I believe it's Indonesian. All it said was Sumatra, but they do have an Ecuadorian Sumatra, but I believe this is Indonesian Sumatra and Maduro. It's got a Nicaraguan binder, and it's got Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. I think I might have skipped past that part. But second, third here, construction's very good. Hadn't had to touch it up. I just touched it up a little bit whenever that big ash came off, and that was just to kind of keep it nice and even. It's very, very well packed. It's one of those. It's soft, but it's not spongy, and it's got some weight to it, and it's not real airy. The draw is perfect. So far, this is a classic boutique cigar. It's a very good cigar. For you guys that like the citrus. The citrus did kind of fade away. It's still kind of there, like a tang, kind of hanging around, but it's not as prevalent. So sweet, spicy, is cedary, earthy. It's good tobacco. So if you're one of those guys that is not into flavor nuances, overall just very good tobacco, very well aged, and it shows in the flavor. So gonna go into the final third. I'll be back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the final third of this stick, and let me tell you something. The ash on this thing, this is only the second ash, and it's going to stay on there. I mean, it just won't come off. Very well crafted cigar. It's got a very good mouthfeel with that chiseled tip, but also the wrapper and the construction. Okay, it's dense, but it's soft, and it's beautiful, oily wrapper. It gives it that. I'm going to say that's where that sweetness is coming from. So not a whole lot of change from the second third. The black pepper kind of goes away, okay? And it does pick up this, it's probably the citrus that's been there from the beginning, but it kind of almost picks up a minty finish, okay? Not like mint, like you put the flavor of mint, but that sensation that mint leaves on your palate when it's gone. It's got a toasted nuttiness now that it was in the second third, but now it kind of comes to the forefront there. So it's spicy, it's got a nutty, peppery, a sweet earth, and it's got a hint of citrus all the way through. And it's very, very smooth cigar. Very, very smooth tobacco. So if I was going to take all the flavor nuance, I'm going to go ahead and ash that because I want to taste it without the ash. And again, I had to force it off of there. Where was I? If I was going to take out the flavor nuances, it's a very, very rich, smooth tobacco. It's a medium-bodied cigar all the way through. Okay, it's medium strength too. So I mean, it's a very good cigar. If I had to say anything bad about it, if it's not even bad, if just for my personal taste, is I'm not a big fan of the citrus nuance or that cooling sensation. But overall, this is a great cigar. I recommend you look it up. It's Amendola Family Cigars, and I'm going to post it probably right there. Okay, so you can type that in and go look at it. There's I don't know, 6, 7 different blends, 5, 6 different blends. And if you're in the North Carolina area, you're passing through on 22 November, which is next weekend, I believe. The Amendola crew is going to be at the JR's Brick and Mortars on exit 98, Selma, North Carolina. So check them out. Definitely look into this cigar. I definitely recommend this cigar. I have not tried any of the other ones, but this one here, very good cigar. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So Laird Mayhew, Cigar Sherpa, reminding you to be polite to everybody that you meet, but always have a backup plan in case you got to shoot them in the face. And I'm out.